Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old man wanes. She lingers, my desires, like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue. 4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like a silver bow, no bench in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnity. Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriment, awake the poet and nimble spirit of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companion is not for all pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love during the injury, that I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling. Happy be that you saw a renowned duke. Our wedding day is almost here, my beautiful Hippolyta. We'll be getting married in 4 days, on the day of the new moon. But it seems to me that the days are passing too slowly. The old moon is taking too long to fade away. That old slow moon is keeping me from getting what I want, just like an old widow makes her stepson wait to get his inheritance. Now you'll see, 4 days will quickly turn into 4 nights. Since we dream at night, time passes quickly then. Finally, the new moon, curved like a silver bow in the sky, will look down on our wedding celebration. Go so straight. Get the young people of Athens ready to celebrate and have a good time. Sadness is only appropriate for funerals. We don't want wealth at our festivities. Hippolyta, I wooed you with violence, using my sword, and got you to fall in love with me by injuring you. But I'll marry you under different circumstances, with extravagant festivals, public festivities, and celebrations. Long live Theseus, a famous and respected duke. Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee? Full of vexation, come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth asunder, and my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, gnats, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, and she is mine. I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case. What say you, Hermia? Be advised. Fair maid, to you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax. A him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman. Thanks, good Aegeus. What's new with you? Oh, I'm here full of anger to complain about my daughter Hermia. Step forward, Demetrius. My lord, this man, Demetrius, has my permission to marry her. Step forward, Lysander. But this other man, Lysander, has cast a magic spell over my child's heart. You, Lysander, you've given her poems and exchanged tokens of love with my daughter. You pretended to be in love with her, singing fake love songs softly at her window by moonlight, and you've captured her imagination by giving her locks of your hair, rings, toys, trinkets, knickknacks, little presents, flowers, and candies, things that can really influence an impressionable young person. You've connived to steal my daughter's heart, making her stubborn and harsh instead of obedient like she should be. And my gracious duke, if she won't agree to marry Demetrius right now, I ask you to let me exercise the right that all fathers have in Athens. Since she belongs to me, I can do what I want with her. As the law says, I can either make her marry Demetrius or have her killed. What do you have to say for yourself, Hermia? Think carefully, pretty girl. You should think of your father as a god, since he's the one who gave you your beauty. To him, you're like a figure that he sculpted out of wax, and he has the power to keep that figure intact or to disfigure it. Demetrius is an admirable man. So is the standard. In himself he is, but in his kind wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier. Why would my father look but with my eyes? Rather your eyes must with his judgment look. I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius. Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth. Examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting fate hymns to be called fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master to their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier, happy is the rose distilled, than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness. So is Lysander. You're right. Lysander's admirable too, but since your father doesn't want him to marry you, you have to consider Demetrius to be the better man. I wish my father could see them with my eyes. No, you must see them as your father sees them. Your Grace, please forgive me. I don't know what makes me think I can say this, and I don't know if speaking my mind to such a powerful, noble person as yourself will damage my reputation for modesty. But please tell me the worst thing that could happen to me if I refuse to marry Demetrius. You'll either be executed, or you'll never see another man again. So think carefully about what you want, beautiful Hermia. Consider how young you are, and question your feelings. Then decide whether you could stand to be a nun, wearing a priestess's habit and caged up in a cloister forever, living your entire life without a husband or children, weekly chanting hymns to the cold and virginal goddess of the moon. People who can restrain their passions and stay virgins forever are holy. But although a virgin priestess might be rewarded in heaven, a married woman is happier on earth. A married woman is like a rose who is picked and made into a beautiful perfume, while a priestess just withers away on the stem. So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty. Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar, to protest for austerity and single life. Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy craven title to my certain rights. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him? Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love. And what is mine, my love shall render him, and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius. I am my lord, and well derived is he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, my fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius, and, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauty Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my wife, Demetrius? I will vouch it to his head, made love to Nero's daughter Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dote.